Welcome. This is Diana, and you are watching Holistic Vibes, LifePath33. How are you, my 33s? So I am going to throw some cards and see what needs to come up. Take what resonates, leave the rest as always. I am new to live, so bear with me in the process. Right now, because the energy is not so super potent, and we are just gonna see what comes out. And if you guys have any questions, even if it's after, if there are things that are coming up in your reality or that you have questions about, feel free to put it in the information below, and when I wrap, I'll take a look at it and see if there is stuff that we need to do, energy clearings, healings, for sure. So, the energy has been super potent, right? So what is it that you have found yourself having to keep trying at, right? It is an elongated process to alignment. And it's kind of like the understanding and perpetuating, like the clearing process of what it is you're truly meant to do, how you will evolve. And like, it could very well be, pardon me, I dropped some cards. So through conscious awareness and through alignment, like, you can be fighting with like blurriness, or with like it's the memories of the past. And it's kind of like the re-identification of the wounds and the what you're putting your crown on. And there could very well be like this, you see duality in number sequences, like through that understanding. They're also kind of like bringing up to me, you guys could very well be having dreams. Hello, welcome. You could have dreams of like past lives, or you could be identifying or seeing like light towers, right? Or no, what are they called? They're the spotlights, you know, the ones to keep people from like dinging into like keeping planes out. Like it's like a spotlight. It's like a vision of alignment, and there's like this tunnel vision in regards to it's like that focus. It's in the aura. I see my face every morning. However, I don't really put it out there, right? I'm a fan of like letting the cards talk, but I just figured out the life function. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, let's go. I'm in the Bay. So if any of you are in the San Francisco Bay Area and they're always foggy. They're always foggy. Because I have animals that like to lick my glasses when I put them down. And they're just for reading. I don't actually need them per se, right? But it helps with the words. Because when you get old, your eyes get blurry. Yeah, but so for any of you guys that have been kind of like waiting for your path to open up, like use the momentum in regards to the next 2 months, because we are literally in the last phase of the snake, right? And so if you need a release, or if there are things that are being shed, honor the shedding and honor the what is coming up. In regards to the old memories is what they're re-inviting. And there is going to be this pristine focus in regards to what your big picture is, right? I don't have any enemies, babe. We are divine and we are master numbers in this lifetime. So those that attempt to impede normally are a lower vibrational frequency and a lower life path. So we have no enemies. They're just our footstools, right? It's changing the vibrational frequency of the game and stepping into the divine power that is your energetic frequency. We operate out of different sets of reality, to where when you get really, really good, you can bend your own reality, right? You can literally, like, I love to use the insight of, like, you can heat your hands to where you can bend metal. I bent this with my hand, right? And so, like, once you realize that the matrix is a false reality, and that matter doesn't exist, you can literally, like, bend reality to your own fruitfulness, into your own fruition, right? So who has been kind of impeding or interrupting your boundaries, right? Not respecting, like, the what you say, the how you say it. And where are the angelic guides, like, reaffirming, like, that you have your own boundaries, even in the form of complexities, even in the releasing of the where you've been. It's literally opening up to a state of security. It's putting a focus on, like, you stepping into your royalty, into your own divinity, right? Like, yeah, it's literally, it's that focus. Like, there's focus all over the place. And so, like, through the shift of, like, the inner knowing, the walking alone, the coming into, oh, this is completely blowing up. What is it that you've kind of been holding on to in your respite, in your in-between, through your creations, through, like, your ventures as you're proceeding forward? What areas have you not allowed yourself to heal, right? And through that release, and yeah, it's setting out and kind of reconnecting to the alignment within self and the alignment within counterpart. It's setting forth into it's kind of like blowing up the past and stepping into the future with this new moon. Is really going to be the next phase. It's the next phase of your alignment. And you can very well feel like it is a one-on-one journey, but somebody in this is meant to have a divine counterpart through natural selection, through natural succession. And there's signs that are going to be driving you into a state of alignment and awareness, where you are going to kind of understand, like, where the devil has been trying to impede your divine partnership, right? And you could very well get a letter. You could very well gain insight in regards to who that divine partnership is in this next structure, right? And again, you could very well be stepping into your... they're just saying it's like as you're releasing, some of you very well may have a coat of arms on your etheric body that could be a seal that was put there. If anybody's dealt with, like, eating disorders, anybody's dealt with like OCD, those kind of things are essentially like fused into the aura. And so you have to identify the lifetime where you pick that up, and then you have to dissolve that that medallion, right? It's like a seal that is coded onto the aura. And it's in the Akashic records, right? Some of you can read the Akashic records and have already identified like your lifetimes, how many times that you've incarnated, where the impediments have been in this lifetime, right? And where there has been imbalance. Like in honoring these journeys, like through, I'd say the next like 2 weeks, because the energy is so potent and it's bouncing forward. But again, remember, like you are currently choosing your timeline and your paradigm. So as you're sitting in contemplation, what are your wishes, hopes, dreams, desires? Where have you had negative counseling to get you off of your path? And what things do you have to do to counter correct like the where you've been living, right? Hello. And so it's really through that like awareness of alignment that is going to be the rebirthing phase. It's going to be the spark of the phoenix. It's that inner recalibrating and recollecting all soul fragments through your like trying to fit in, your, hard lessons, the traditions that have been pushed forward in your families. Through that process and through that alignment, things are going to start falling into place. Like with focus, with awareness, you are going to start allowing the space for angelic guidance to step in and get you out of this state where you're overworked, that you're stressed, that you're unbalanced, where you're in a state of sorrow, being scattered and unprepared. And it's literally you stepping into this inner wisdom and this inner patience so that you can truly align with what your leadership and structure is supposed to be in this lifetime, right? And there's that, when you do that with this new moon, that is going to give you divine alignment. It is literally going to help you get into a state of security, groundedness, and no longer living and vibing out of a negative toxicity. And through that divine enlightenment inheritance, you will understand like this freedom as you walk into your new narrative, right? It's so awesome. There we go. All right. Yeah, so what memories are currently like keeping you trapped in an old paradigm? A lot of throat chakra clearings. And maybe there is a state of contemplation of like past lives where you were a leader, where you were yeah, growth is coming up really, really big. And choices. It's kind of like understanding and peeling back like the pathways. It's kind of like when you meditate, if you visualize a door, and you can identify and see all of the different paradigms that you are choosing to go towards or go down in the exterior world. It is an activation in your belief, in your growth. Pardon me. Yeah, it's an activation for you to get into, yeah, it's that receiving. Feminine energy needs to be able to receive and walk in a state of honesty, without blame and acts of service, right? Into a state of serenity, and into the ability of no longer swimming in emotions, but being controlled in emotions. It's honoring the what you're feeling, but no longer allowing it to drown you, right? It's your head is above water. It's the understanding you are the change you wish to see. And that can be kind of, yeah, it has to do with your purpose. It has to do with you honoring the journey that you've been on up to this point, and being in a state of allowance, and self-love. And that's really, I would suggest that's kind of what needs to happen as you're proceeding forward in this year. Like because when the snake ends, like that 9-year cycle of whatever you've been going through is also ending, right? I think it's a 9-year cycle. It could be 4, it could be 5 years, you could be 45. But there is this relevancy in regards to the pathway that you've taken up until this point, right? Huh. Your dreams could be very profound at this point, where you are gaining wise counsel from your guides. And your physicalities could very well be changing, or there could be a focus in regards to the releasing of the body of like it's like the things that kept you in a state of security, the things that have been like the wounds. The body is the record keeper of the lessons that you've learned up until this point. And so when you write it all out and you honor what's still sitting in your field, right? What the thoughts are that you've had, the things that you've been attracting in your reality that don't align with the where you want to go. And it's through that process that you are going to create an open stream where you are divinely connected to your higher self, but you're not just divine to the higher self, you're hearing the higher self completely, and understanding the lessons that you're choosing as you're choosing them. It's kind of like they're reiterating the pathway and the points that you're taking in the here and the now, right? Yeah. Words. So empowerment, it says you are the boss of your life. You can hire and fire and promote accordingly. Some of you need to organize out there. And the people who are criticizing you or trying to keep you small or limited, honor that journey too. Leave the door open for the highest potentiality. Some of you may need to be in water. Honoring the betrayal, honoring the impediment, right? Because all of those were life lessons. Being honest is not easy, but it will empower you to speak your truth, right? However that looks. Some of you may be crafty and impulsive, right? And honor the impulse, but don't honor the impulse to the point of going broke. Take time that you need to fill out situations, and because what it is like through the planetary alignment, through the stars, through like the what it is that you're getting in your reality, like whatever it may be, studying information, like being in a state of lack, like following like the what you need to do, the how you need to do it. It's kind of like through meditation brings clarity, but it's the honoring. And Yeah, standing within self through the process of the growth, through the lack, through the uncertainty, through the stagnancies, right? And then honoring, like, where have you been holding yourself back and what has been impeding you? And as those thought forms kind of dissolve, as you no longer see, whoever's got like back pain or rib pain, just honor it, say I see you, and like let it go away, right? It can be like a poking, it can be like a tapping, it can just be like a radiation in the like lung area. And so like as your stagnancy gets a name, gets a face, gets a vibration, like it literally will bring the light into the reality, and allow the transmutation of your finances and what brings you comfort and what brings you conformity, right? And where do you need to break the mold on conformity? Because in truth, like the LifePath33 is meant to be the teacher. You are meant to see through the manipulation. You are meant to transmute energy. Like that is really like a core reason for you to step into your purpose. And so what things in your reality are causing you to live in a state of victimhood or in a state of isolation or in a state of rawness, right? And like through the releasing, maybe you release it in the water, maybe you release it when you're in a shower, maybe you identify like what has been continually perpetuating and causing a repeating cycle. I'm going to leave that there. Do me a favor and pull in this like yellow here, and just kind of start at your crown and push all the energy all the way down to your feet. And whatever has been keeping you out of a state of unsecuredness, out of a state of like insecurity, like honor it. If you've been in betrayal, and allow yourself to transmute that energy, right? I'm going to leave that there. If you would like a healing or reading, feel free to reach out. Please keep in mind that at the beginning of every month, I take 20 clients to do entity removals, and it is by donation base, right? So you're welcome to email me and say, hey, I would like more information, and we can totally do that. Until next time, be well and ciao.